Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Force Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Alright, first up we've got a new interview with Rosario Dawson about the upcoming Ahsoka series. Talks about a little bit of the training she had to undergo.
Training? But she's a Jedi. Jedi don't need training.
Jedi go through lots of training.
Oh.
Lots and lots.
Like when she was a
She trained
Padawan
with Leia.
and... Oh, I was going back to Ahsoka already. I was kind of done with that joke.
Rosario Dawson, she trained hard to be believable as Ahsoka, as a former Jedi Padawan, which extends beyond just, physically mirroring the animated character. She also has to, match Ahsoka's ferocity and her battle techniques, which means lots and lots and lots of lightsaber training for Rosario.
Real lightsaber training?
Yeah. How else are you going to take it seriously? Well, when she spoke with Entertainment Weekly's Dagobah Dispatch podcast, she talked about how she had to work really hard to master Ahsoka's trademark double saber techniques. She said she was doing 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pretty intense. Then you add on when we were actually filming and doing these different battles and having to continue studying it. No breaks. No breaks.
So she really became Ahsoka. It's like that Tales of the Jedi episode when Anakin has with the clones.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, that's what it's reminding me of. They just put Rosario in there for real.
She also says that learning to be Ahsoka and has special training challenges because she has a unique fighting style. And, as Dawson notes, she is ambidextrous, which is kind of a lot to own.
Hey, do it all or do it not at all.
Well, I didn't even
That's what Yoda
guess
says.
I never really fully grasped that Ahsoka was ambidextrous.
It feels like all Jedi are, right?
Nah.
I mean, they might favor... I guess they favor a hand, which is not ambidextrous.
I was always curious about the people with forearms, like Grease from Jedi Survivor.
Grease doesn't use a lightsaber. How about
No,
Pong
but
Krell instead?
ambidextrous, because
Pong Krell's
they
using
have
double
four
dual-wielding lightsaber.
If
Double dual-wielding? I think I
I'm
said
just
that
curious,
way
if you're
wrong.
right-handed or left-handed, do you favor one on the right side? Is it 1 out of 3 is that's the go-to arm?
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Probably. Or is it a side? Is it a side or is it an arm?
That's what I'm curious about. I
Is
feel
it
it's probably an arm. There's one arm that you're
That's
this is
my
the one I
bottom
use
left.
for a certain thing.
What?
Nothing.
Why did you give me a weird... What did you think I was implying with the
Nothing.
bottom left?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
So you're thinking different arms for different things? I mean,
I
if you
don't
got
know.
4, you might kind of...
I'm sorry. I'm derailing the news, which is not something I try to do. It's usually you who derails everything.
It's Monday. We can derail the thing. Everybody's in the mood for derailing.
Derail Monday?
Yeah. But no, I that's a fun question. I would imagine you have one hand instead of one side that you favor.
I think so. Another thing Dawson said is, she's so fierce from the very beginning, it was never a question about whether she's capable. She meets every single match just so head on. There's no hesitancy from her whatsoever. And that's really different from someone who's learning martial arts in their 40s who's trying to protect their face.
Yeah.
It's like when you start learning how to catch a ball, but you don't learn when you're a kid, so you as an older person start having more of a fear of getting hit with the ball. So it makes it harder to catch the ball.
This sounds like something you went through. You're athletic. You played sports in high school.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But I never really got into softball because I never got into it. I was catching the ball all wrong because I never learned to catch a ball properly. So when I was in softball in 7th grade, I was catching it wrong. So when I would catch it, I'd catch it in the palm of my hand instead of the laces of the glove. So it hurt my hand every time I would catch the ball. So I hated catching the ball. I hated being thrown the ball. And so I had a little bit of a fear of the ball.
Why do you think they had that big webbing area?
Just to give you more area to catch the ball.
I see.
But yeah, I would get... My hand would hurt a lot, and so I wasn't having a good time. Good thing my coach didn't correct me or anything.
No, that's what coaches are for.
Yeah.
Let them keep hurting themselves. They'll figure it out eventually.
Eventually, Rosario says that something, after all this work, just started to click into place for her. She said there's definitely a moment, a few months into the training, where I just felt it land in my body in a way. I remember when it clicked, and where I really felt grounded in her, and some of the stuff started feeling more familiar and seamless. That's when I felt like I locked into Ahsoka.
That's got to be a lot to learn, especially if you have no background in it.
Right. A lot of people don't have backgrounds in
lightsaber fighting
or sword fighting, let's say.
Well, any kind of melee combat like that, yeah.
Of course, she had the help of the stunt coordinator, Min Kui, who's approval apparently carried the most weight. She says, I was grateful for the team of people we have, and to have someone like Ming who actually started nodding and going, okay, this can work. When she said, this one did not make my eyes hurt, that was the first compliment that I got, and I think I cried. It took a lot of effort on our part to make it look easy, and that felt really remarkable because of that discerning eye. Yeah. Someday I'll tell you something that you do doesn't make my eyes hurt.
What? What does that even mean?
You know. I mean, it's promising to hear because watching Ahsoka, her movement, her combat, it's very signature to her. So I'm hoping to see a very fluid, fully functioning Ahsoka.
I hope she's fully
functioning.
functioning.
We saw her in Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's had more training since then even.
I assume so. This is going to be a lot more fighting.
Yeah.
Plus, this will be fights against other people with lightsabers, presumably, not just somebody with
spears.
Rather than training for one big fight, which...
Yeah. It seems like she's learning more how to fight, whereas that might have been just learning the moves for that particular sequence.
Right. So I'm hoping that this all sounds promising. Ahsoka, hopefully coming before August 31st, because I really hated that date.
Okay.
I still hate that date. It's too late.
I think it's barely August, then why call it August release if it's August 31st?
Yeah. The last day of August, everyone.
Just
no.
September.
A few days before Loki. They're just conflicting their own interests again.
Well, it's Disney.
Disney.
Don't expect the wisest of decisions always.
All right, let's move into our next story today. Ming-Na Wen, who played Fennec Shand in Book of Boba Fett as well as Mandalorian, and Bad Batch, where she voiced her character, she talked about what she wants to see in a Book of Boba Fett Season 2. Not that there is going to be a Season 2, just what she'd like to see in a Season 2.
More actual Boba Fett.
What?
Please.
More Fennec Shand.
Well, I'm fine with Fennec Shand, but I do feel like she may have outshined or upstaged him at times.
Just at times? Not all the times?
Most of the time.
Most of the times? She was even speaking for him most of the
Well, I'm actually okay with that, as long as it's more, and this sounds horrible, more in like the lackey role, not like in the more of like I'm actually in charge role. You know how sometimes you'll have somebody speak for you because you're just so important you don't have to speak for yourself?
Is that what you imagine when we do these newses and I do all the research?
Kinda, yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean. I'm not trying to disparage Fennec Shand or anything like that. I'm not saying that, Boba Fett is this god king who needs someone to speak for him. But I like Boba Fett
won't even ride the palanquin.
I like him being a man of few words. Keeping the helmet on and kind of having people speak for him. I think that works for the character. If he wants to be this kind of ruler.
Well, that's kind of the character I saw in, Empire.
Yeah.
The few words character.
Exactly.
But she was doing an interview with Collider for her upcoming series, Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai.
Wait a second.
It's an animated prequel series for the 1984 classic Gremlins. You don't need to think about it too much.
I don't, do I?
No.
And yet I will.
It's just an animated thing. Doesn't actually mean you have to watch it. It's okay.
But I feel compelled.
And Wen mused what she would like to see in a potential Season 2 of Book of Boba Fett if given a chance to tell that story. What she said was, I would like to see what they do with their... he's this lord now of Tatooine, and he's managing to have some control. But he was trying to do it all one way, and I'm not sure how effective it was. He was trying to have a greater honor system, and I would like to see that he turns back to a bit more like what Boba Fett was, in also being able to maintain justice or accomplish what he needs to accomplish on Tatooine. And then ultimately we just have to have a lot of fun battle scenes.
So, be cooler.
Yeah, she kind of wanted him to turn back a little bit and realize maybe all justice all the time doesn't always work.
Bobo Batman Fett?
The honor system can only go so far in a place that was always referred to for years as a hive of scum and villainy.
Sure.
It's hard to change that place overnight, so... Yeah, maybe more battles are necessary.
Well, he was Mos Espa, right? Not Mos Eisley.
Okay, but I'm thinking the whole planet.
Great. I get what you're saying, but
it's all run by Hutts, so
yeah. You've seen one Hutt, you've seen them all?
I suppose. Unless you see Zero. He's a little different, speaking basic and stuff.
Yeah, well, he was just a little different in general.
Yes. Let's move on to new this week in Star Wars, etc. On Tuesday, Shazam! Fury of the... Why are you poking me when you do it?
It's just because you try to ignore me when you do it.
On Tuesday, Shazam! Fury of the Gods comes to Blu-ray.
Wow, that seems quick.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet because you didn't want to take me to the movies.
Try to make me look so bad.
I don't have to try. Wednesday for comics, we've got Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, #2. Sith Lord continuing on his rampage of blood and Sithy stuff, I guess. And High Republic, #10. Friday, Disney Plus will be losing their 50-ish titles that we reported on, including
Willow.
Yes,
where are you going, Willow?
Amazing, awesome hit TV show that everyone really loved when they put it on. No, it was hot garbage. But don't worry, they're making up for it because that is also the day that you could head to the theaters to watch their live-action Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the reviews on that will be interesting, to say the least.
I'm sure they will be, just like with all their live-action remakes.
Yes, when we have to change the lyrics to Kiss the Girl because it sounds non-consensual. Even though that whole number, if you remember the animated classic, Ariel wants to kiss him. She just doesn't have the words to say it.
Like, literally?
She can't say it. She's literally, her voice was stolen.
Oh. So then she can't consent. So this seems like a good change that they're making.
She's the one pushing her, self forward, like, yeah, kiss me, close it. She wants
she needs one of those IG-12 mech suits. Yes.
Which
sounds
really.
Yep.
Stop.
Sorry about that, everybody.
You're horrible. You're absolutely horrible. Horrible.
It's Monday. It's my excuse.
What'll be your excuse the rest of the week?
Wait till they get Meme Monday, which we've already recorded. It gets weird in Meme Monday tonight.
It gets weird and interesting. Yep. You gotta stay to where it gets more
weird.
Interesting the longer it goes. By the end, it's off the rails.
Now you...
I didn't make it sound bad. You're
that's
the one whose mind is
that's
in
a good
gutter.
preview for tonight's Meme Monday, I think, right there. It's epic.
All right, well, that's all we've got for you this time.
Oh,
Take to the comments below and leave your opinions on all the stuff we talked about.
I don't say that.
No, you don't. I say that.
That's that I don't want your
opinions. Let's talk
opinions.
some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.